Welcome back to Tennessee Frugal Craftsman. I figured I'd give you an update. I have got the second half of the first floor pretty well squared away. I still have to attach a couple of floor joists in here and then attach the middles to the main wall. But just wanted to show you here, I have framed in a section. This is where the water closet or the toilet's going to go, and so I got to come down and elbow and go straight through because the joists are running this way on this section, and I'm going through and hitting the main wall down and then along and out to the septic. But I got two or three things going on here. This is it looks kind of confusing, but I also had to frame in the chase for the cold air return, which is coming up through here and angling out into this room in the kitchen. And so I had to frame these in. Now this is probably overkill, it's nice and heavy, but I've also got a load-bearing wall coming right through here. And so I pulled and put this 16-foot right straight through on top of the wall down there, come over and hooked in to this double plate right here. And then this double plate is picking up the weight of that floor joist there, and obviously this part. Now there's no weight to that chase, it's just overall I wanted to make sure everything stayed in place, especially because that load-bearing wall is coming right across here. Now in an earlier video I did note that because the load-bearing wall, this is a 28-foot wide building, because the main living room is 16 feet, but my support wall down below was at 14 feet, I doubled up I used 16 footers on my 2x10s, and that way this 2x6 will be, or this 2x10 will be doubled all the way along here, right where the load-bearing wall is. That will carry the extra weight, keep it from bowing. It's carrying the second floor. So thought I would take you down inside, show you a little bit of what I did on the main wall. There's also a couple other things. We've got a storm brewing here in eastern Tennessee. There's a couple other things. Some of the reason I haven't got the floor down is we got some more crushed rock here the other day, and so I guess that was yesterday, another 2 loads came in, and so we have now finished backfilling from that corner clear around. It's so much nicer to be able to walk along your building, and this is about a little over half or more done back here. So this will probably take another 2 loads back here on this corner. Originally I'd thought about trying to fill this like half and half, but this is so crumbly, this side here, and trying to work with this, I just thought, for all the time and effort that would take, I might as well just fill it in with crush and be done. There will never be any water laying against that foundation because there's about a load and a half, so about 30 tons of crushed rock right in there, coming along there. I didn't want to have to mess with kind of trying to move soil around. I had my friend's tractor and came over and we did the moving of it, which made things a lot easier. Now down in here, we'll start over in this corner. I framed in my stairwell. That's a 40-inch wide stairwell from the concrete over, so 42 and a half roughly, because the concrete is obviously a little sticking out past. Framed that all in, and because I was using 2x12s in that section, my rim joists are all 2x12 to keep the floor levels the same. So what I did is I came in this morning on this side and put in blocks. You can see that. Put in blocks underneath of my floor stringers to take the weight, anything settling down. It's going to go directly to the onto the plate, and I had some galvanized 1 1/4 inch staples for my pass load and stapled each side to hold that block into place. I'll go along after and put a nail through from the outside plate into this as well. But these are not going to go anywhere, and now it's kind of matching along the level of the concrete, which was up and down, as I've noted before. And so that is one way to get all of your floor the same height, and being able to utilize 2x10 and 2x12 at the same time. Kind of come around. I've tried to make all my headers solid instead of having little pieces in there. Actually using probably about a 10 1/4 inch slab plus 3 other layers. So that's got a total of 5 layers with a double plate, and then a single plate there on these 2x10 walls. Now, moving upstairs, I probably won't do that because this is the lowest floor, and carrying the most weight, I beefed all of my headers up. As you can see, they're all solid, so there's going to be no give in those. Now, one of my friends was asking about how I went about laying out one of these load-bearing walls, and just kind of zoom out here. This is, and I've noted on an earlier video, this is actually a 28 foot wide building, and so I wanted my load-bearing wall as close to the center, so to kind of make my rooms equidistant here. So I just laid this out right down the middle at a 14 foot on center. All I did is measured in off the cement walls, went up on the top on the outside when I got my plate set, measured across 28, dropped down at 14 feet and marked the floor, and then I just went each way whatever width of my walls are. I opted to go with rough stud, well, 1 3/4 by 5.5 2x6 here instead of 2x4. I had the lumber, so I thought I might as well beef this up some. Now you'll also notice, as I've noted in other videos, that I've got the blocking in as well. And so because the concrete was up and down here, the floor is not perfect. First thing I did is I actually screwed the pressure treated plate to the floor. I put a sill gasket underneath of it. Yeah, there it is, some sill gasket. And once I got that screwed to the floor, I came over, because this wall here is about 24 feet from that point to that point. I came over, I think it was roughly 12 feet, wherever the 12-foot mark was. I guess it was right beside this door, because there's the 12-foot mark. And I found a nice straight stud, left it long, screwed it at the bottom, and then I had my laser level up top, and I ran along and marked where it was level with where I wanted it. So this is roughly an 8-foot wall plus the plates. Overall about 8 foot. I guess I'm at about 8'6" down here in this section because of the extra couple inches on the 2x10 versus over there, which is about 8'4". And then what I did is I checked and did another 2 or 3 studs, about every other one. Once I got that plate nailed down on the laser leveled studs that I'd cut off, I just went in and measured down and started filling in studs. Then I stepped to the other half and did the exact same thing. I repeated, went from there, stepped out and did another one, laser level, cut them off, and then filled in between. Once you get done, I mean, you've got a nice straight floor, but that's about the only thing you can do on these uneven foundations and cement floors. I've never found one that's bang on, that's for sure. So once it was done, it was just a matter of putting my top plates on, putting my header, and then my top plates, and coming back and putting my blocks in. And I pulled my studs in and out wherever, if there was a little bit of a bow, I put my bar clamp and pulled everything in tight, so when these come in square, they basically pull the stud, if there's any bit of a crick or bow in them, pulled them in straight, and any stud that was still sticking out kind of passed. If it was sticking out this way, I just took my plane and planed it off, and on the living side anyway, on that side, I mean, if you take too much, obviously you're going to have a bow in the other way. But overall, this is not too bad. It actually turned out fairly even. But these center blocks are really, I'm sold on doing that. Just the stiffening of the wall and the straightening of the wall, it does an excellent job. So one other thing, sorry I'm rambling on here a bit, but it has been quite a bit of stuff I've been doing here. You'll notice up here on the plate where the stairwell is, I actually used a 2x12, and that 2x12 hanging down, anchored over there on top of the cement wall. Now I've still got to put my joist hangers and things like that in, but that gives me the extra to attach my top stair stringers to, because I've got a 7.5 inch drop. And then because this is about 11.5, that's going to be 4 inches across there to nail my stringer to. And if I need any more, I can put another 2x4 below it. But it shouldn't go anywhere. But this is going to be, eventually this will be coming down onto a winder coming back down on this way. So it's a 33 or 30 degree winder, sorry, that comes up around here and then upstairs. And it's repeated on the second floor. So we have here, the basement studding is all done now, what I'm going to do, and the floor is just about complete, the first floor. So as soon as I get back at this, I think I'm going to get rained out here, as long as we don't have a tornado or something. But as soon as I get back at this, I'm hoping, if I have a good day on Thursday, I've got probably 5 or 6 hours, get this finished up and start laying the decking on it. So hopefully by Saturday I should be done my decking and onto the walls, which will be nice to start the second floor, or first floor I guess of the house, second floor of studying, and get some of this laid out so my wife can actually see kind of what the house is going to look like. She likes to see things visually on the laid out, so she can see everything as opposed to just on a plan. So looking across it, there's my stairwell, and you can see, I mean, these turned out really nice. They're nice and straight. Go down across here, so there'll be a wall, a 2x4 wall sitting on top of that above in the living room, and I just have to go along and tack these down, which is I'm going to do here in a minute if I don't get rained out. So just wanted to give you an update of what was going on. It's a work in progress. Oh, probably one other thing you may be wondering, what are the 2x4s doing up here? What I'm doing is I'm toenailing down into the plate, and any of these, if they're rocked one way or the other, I'm just putting those 2x4s in and nailing them. It still allows me lots of room to bring pipes or wiring through and stuff, but it also aligns the tops level. So when I start laying the plywood, obviously I got to put I'm going to put 2 runs of X-bridging in both sides, 2 here and 2 over there. But that will give me a nice straight edge to work on. So thanks for joining me. Sorry for all the rambling, but someone was asking me how it was coming along, and I've been so busy, and that's one of the things. I'm going to try to do some action videos. I work here by myself, and so it's hard to kind of set the camera up, and when you get working here, kind of forget things half the time. You get working and you forget to film, but once we get this floor on, I'll try to bring you along for some of the walls, but it's getting closer. And so appreciate you joining me as always. If you would, please like and subscribe. Until next time, you have a great day.